station too. Hi. Alright, so this is part 2. So this is reading number 2, which is fluorite and citrine. And I'm already having an intuition that all 3 of these readings are going to all resonate. So if you ever want any other messages, so far I suggest going to reading 1. That was a pretty good reading. So if you feel guided to listen to reading number 1, I feel like I'll say some pretty good stuff. So, situation is literally a success. And so you're doubting your emotions, but the situation is a success. That's really interesting. So this one's going to be really short. I hope you guys are okay with that. Because I'm feeling that a lot of these readings, I should have probably just done a general reading, because I'm just getting the vibe that overall these energies are going to be very much similar or the same. So this one's going to be a little faster. Yeah, the advice is love. So trust your heart, trust your emotions. You may be doubting your emotions, but the situation, I'm like not even joking. So the way I wrote this, my handwriting is terrible, but how I have it going is I have situation, doubt, advice, situation, doubt, advice, situation, doubt, advice, situation, doubt, advice, and then outcome. So the situation is literally success, and then your doubt is your emotions, and then the advice is to trust your emotions. Let me see if yeah, okay, cool, you can see. Situation is that whatever you're dreaming of, something like whatever you're fantasizing or envisioning, situation is that is basically becoming reality. Your doubt is because you know on your end that's what you want, but so this is about a person or about a group or about, I don't know, maybe a program. Like let's say you're trying to go to school, you're applying for a class or I don't know, something, and it's like the situation is that you dream about going there and you see that you could get there, and then your doubt is like, well, even though you're loyal to what you want, is the other side of this really going to be loyal? Like, are they going to accept you? Are they really going to, mean what they say? The situation, it's funny because the situation, it's pretty much another success card. So the doubt, the fear is like, is this person loyal? Is this person kind of as committed as you are? And I'm hearing, with vision, it's kind of like they want to be, or the situation is that in the long run, they are just as loyal as you are, and time is going to prove that test. And loyalty and commitment means a lot of different things. So I'm gonna pull a card on both vision and loyalty. So vision, it's about this comfort with that person. Are you and that person going to be able to be in each other's lives? That's kind of the dream. That's what this commitment, this loyalty is about. It's about this basically friendship. And then for some of you, it could be further. It could be romance. I believe friendship and like romance. I believe a romantic relationship is just a deeper friendship where you can do more things with that person that you and that person kind of agree upon. But yeah, the way I see it is like what you're envisioning is kind of like good old times is something that comes up with this. And by good old times, just like all the positive moments you may have already had with this person, you kind of dream about having more of those. And I'm just hearing your doubt is if they are as loyal as you are to that kind of situation, to that like moment of like do they remember it the way you remember it? Like, do they remember the good times like how you remember the good times? Not like you have to remember it the same, but I hope you get what I mean. But like, are they focusing on the good, or are they like focusing on the bad? Are they loyal? So hopefully the loyalty card is making sense. And vision, if I had the book by me, I would read it. Where is that book? Oh, I see it. I'll just go get it real quick. It's really close. The one you think about as you lie awake. So, like, check it out. When you choose a symbol, it means that no matter what you lose in your life, something better will replace it. So, even if a loss feels devastating at the moment, you still have so much to gain. If your question is about the future, choose another card. I'm already going to do that. The magical vision that you will receive here gives you the temporary power to see the future as a vast place, full of possibility and potential. Your next card will provide insight into the conditions ahead of you. To know the future is to be prepared. Basically, it's like your future is really bright, of course, and it's kind of like saying, it's funny because the advice card is more or less going to be about that anyways. Also, in which the order I pulled these cards is loyalty. So that next card this book kind of like talks about, the way I pick up on that message is like, you're going to get this loyalty you are seeking. Healing. The healing card tells me that, you know, because I already get the vibe that from reading that, some of you guys might be like, oh, that sure sounds like a different person. I'm hearing for some of you, it could be a different person. It's all a matter of what that person and you were. Were you guys a toxic environment, or were you guys a healing environment? Did ultimately they left you in the hopes that you would be like this? Someone who... Did they try, and by left you I mean like literally like what did they leave you with is what I'm trying to say by that. It's like, did this person leave you with like healing energy, or did they leave you with daggers, you know? Did they leave you with positive like feelings, or did they like leave you with toxicity? I hope this is making sense. Basically, it's like, if this is about this part here, if this is about someone who's done some truly toxic things to you, the overall advice is to really work on healing and getting through that. Yeah, and as you heal, I feel like this fear over here will make more sense. I feel like this is a reflection of this situation up here. I'm just hearing overall, as of this moment, you and this person are in a situation where healing needs to be done, and the fear is about the loyalty, about that, you know, just like what that book said about how something better is coming your way. Better doesn't necessarily mean a different person. Better just means like renewed, or like better just means like less toxins. So it's kind of like when you come back with this person, perhaps there will just be a lot of this healing would have been done, and a lot of, what am I thinking of? It's a matter of perspective, is one thing I gotta say. And again, this really varies from person to person. I feel like for a lot of you, this is a person that you don't see them as a toxin. You don't see them as someone who has bad intentions towards you. And so if that is really the case, then this better future that I'm seeing as a like literal situation is pretty much one where you guys come back together even more healed and more prepared from last time. Which with the Emperor, this is really about like ready for anything, to the point where there's no like, no one's on guard, basically. I feel like the first time you were with this person, or maybe you're still with them, but like, I feel like as the present moment, maybe you've been on guard, and the overall situation is that you're like, you and this other person are being able to lower your guards more and to really get more comfortable with each other. But the advice is that there's much healing to still be done. The situation involves taking a risk. The fear behind that is, what if you're not ready? What if they're not ready? What if the timing is wrong? Stuff like that. The overall advice is movement. So I'm hearing with the situation is that you are going to take a risk, and this movement ultimately is saying, the advice is saying to go with this risk, despite the doubt or the fear or the possibility that you or the other person may not be ready. Denial is all about like, if something is ready, pretty much. Risk is literally about taking a leap of faith, taking a risk. So the situation is that you are probably taking a leap of faith or already planning to. The advice, Spirit is saying they got your back. Spirit is saying, you know, they already understand that you're taking that leap of faith with love. This action you're taking is out of love. So for some of you, if this is not out of love, if you're taking some sort of risk or some leap of faith with the intention of like giving someone a piece of your mind or like, hey, you did this, then, you know, perhaps like your approach, you might want to come from a more healing environment, a more healing energy. But I'm hearing for pretty much most or all of you guys, I don't know. I just say some or like it's possible because perhaps, you know, there are more toxic situations or relationships that are like not with this loving energy. But, you know, I'm feeling for the collective that it's really, this is all a very positive reading. So I hope my like slight, like, oh, for some of you this like isn't like making anyone worry or something. That's not my intention. I just don't want to give bad advice, pretty much. Situation is High Priestess of Spirit. The situation is there's a strong spiritual connection between you and this person. The doubt is the cycles. Like, as of now, you're pretty stuck with this person. Maybe the doubts and the fears are like, is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? Am I going to be out of this cycle? Is this cycle like infinite? Like, what is this sort of situation? And here a clarifier on that cycles card. Universe, please give me a clarifier on cycle. Okay. Ooh, it's pretty potent energy. Simply love. This cycle, it's like this doubt, this fear. It's like, is this a good cycle or a bad cycle? Is this a cycle that's like coming from just pure love? Due to the situation being a spiritual connection, I'ma just go ahead and say yes. And the advice is to play the game. The advice is to go with the way things are. You have to, you know, your doubts are about these cycles, but I'm hearing the advice is understanding cycles are kind of cycles. They don't ever really end. You're just in different phases, and once you can go with the flow of the cycle and enjoy each part of the cycle, perhaps things will get a little more enjoyable. Outcome, the moon, how mysterious. Woo! The outcome is a mystery. The outcome is something that intuitively, deep down, whatever you were thinking that this outcome was going to be, more or less, could be it. But basically, the outcome is that there are infinite possibilities. You may have asked at this moment, like, oh, am I going to end up with this person? Or, oh, am I going to be in a relationship, like a romantic one? Basically, Spirit is saying, like, does that really matter? Like, doesn't what matter is that you are moving towards this person with love, and you are going with cycles and healing through each one of those cycles. Isn't this kind of what matters most? The fact that this friendship is more or less like a spiritual connection that is like timeless, that is going on for eternity, that you guys will simply love one another forever. Like, I feel like Spirit is saying like that should that is the important message, and that the actual outcome, the what happens with you and that person, does not really matter. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. My apologies if the outcome card came out like that, but with the moon, you know, I will pull one more card with the moon, and I'll pull it from, you know, yeah, I'll pull one card with the moon. Something to know about this, which I honestly, I feel like these are all the clarifiers for the moon already, to be honest, but I'll do one more card with it. This one. Clarity of belief. Just know that even though the outcome, yeah, you won't know it, but one thing that Spirit wants to let you know is that everything will be clear in the future. When whatever this outcome is, it will be clear. There will be clarity of understanding what's going on and what this connection is. Because of course you don't want a connection where you just don't know what it is the whole time. Like, oh, are we friends? Are we not friends? Like that sort of deal. Basically, it's like it'll be known that this friendship is like this like spiritual connection. There's going to be clarity in the physical world, in the 3D world, not just intuition, but in the 3D world, this will like really be kind of like visited or like discussed, you know. And again, the very first card we pulled was literally success. So I have a really good feeling about all this. Yeah, 15 minutes. I've got time for the third reading. So yeah, I'm sending so much love and light to you guys. I hope this reading resonated. You're going to get very similar messages if you listen to reading number 1. But of course, that's completely up to you and whatever you're guided to do. These are pretty long readings as well, so honestly, this is more or less the same message as reading number 1 is what I should actually be saying. They're like kind of the same, but at the same time different. I don't know. I'm putting these in the wrong way. I'm just going to make the intention now that when I see these, I'll just put them all in the upright. So I'm just not going to worry about the way I'm putting these in. Alright, reading number 3. Did I say love and light to you guys? I hope so. I'm always sending it. But yeah, peace out. Reading number 2, people. But be honest, it's 3:30, so I'm pretty tired. Also, please don't worry about me, guys. I am doing good. Actually, I was supposed to be asleep much earlier. What had happened is today was my cleaning day. I did spend a lot of time cleaning, but I spent that same time talking to people, eating food, doing other things. Yeah, I'll show you guys real quick. It's pretty exciting. Ta-da-da-da! My room's looking pretty good. So yeah, I've got some more work to do over there. I got rid of my mom's boxes that I don't know why. We have 4 boxes that is just like tons of paper. But anyways, I didn't get rid of them. I like moved them to a different room. But anyways, yeah, I've been cleaning. Woo! Repeat after me. This card. And I honestly am hearing to just pull this card as well. So those are the first 2 cards of this reading. Already here, already know. Reading number 3. It's going to be primarily this deck, which I'm excited about. So, oh yeah, for reading number 3, this is for those of you who chose Sunstone and Orange Calcite. So, coming together is the situation. And the doubt is your sadness and isolation. I'm just hearing to get all these cards out before I do any more. Okay. I'm not looking. I'm zoning out because I'm tired. So whatever that is, I'll be surprised later. I know you guys watching saw it, but I'm excited for the surprise. Or whatever the situation is. No. Well, yes. Woo. Doubt, advice. Situation. Doubt, advice. I am pretty tired. Situation. Doubt. Advice. Alright, Spirit, help me out with the outcome. Allow a card to just sort of come to me, I guess. Okay, it's bottom card. Or is it? Alright. It's this one. And this is going to be a big wham, like a triple whammy sort of ending, where 3, 7 cards came out. Interesting. So the situation is a coming together, and the fear is like this doubt you're having is this time by yourself. What you're learning, perhaps what you're like fearing is what you're learning with the other person. Like, is the other person learning similar things, or are they learning that they don't want this to come together? But the situation is that you both want to come together. That's what I'm hearing. Advice is balance. So sadness and isolation. I'm hearing to balance this energy out within you, so that your time by yourself, you feel more together and more whole. Because by having yourself, you are in a sense not alone. Yeah. I'm gonna go kind of quick with these ones. I am feeling the vibe again that readings number 1 and 2 would probably resonate with you guys. The situation is a lot of nurturing has been put into this situation, this relationship, which I'm hearing is a twin flame, soulmate, friendship, sibling, whatever connection this is, whoever this is to you that you want this coming together with. Yeah, it's funny, this came out in reading number 2. The doubt is, what you've been putting this work and nurturing into and all this love into, are you ever going to get these answers? You know, are you ever going to understand or get clarity from the other person, like what this connection is? And the advice is, this is 8 of, I think blue is swords energy. So helpless and hopeless as advice. Oh. I'll be honest, I feel like these should be switched. I don't remember if earlier this was the part where I was like, which card, and I put them in like 2 different ways. You guys can like look back, correct me if I'm wrong or something, but I feel like there was some sort of situation where I had a little switch up. But I'll read it as is for now. So the way I hear is, maybe your doubt is like, will you ever understand this connection? The advice, like, that just doesn't make sense to me. So it's probably because I haven't read this one yet. Let me find it. Here it is. Restricted, obstacles, powerless action. Okay. This card arrives as a wake-up call to adjust your thinking about a situation. You may feel that obstacles have been placed in your way, preventing you from achieving your dreams around love. You may think that your situation is beyond hope and that you are powerless. Yeah, alright, I'm getting it. It's like, you're kind of like, it's kind of like this clarity of belief is in sight. It's right up there, but you're looking in front of you and you're like, there's no way to get there. The truth is, if you just take either of these like side stairs, yeah, it's a little bit like of a curved route. It's like a little longer than you would expect it to be, that you would want it to be. It's not the most direct, but you do get there. You do get to that clarity of belief, basically. So I'm hearing what the advice is to realize that you are not stuck and that you are on a path. You just have to make choices and keep taking these steps. Keep going up those stairs and keep getting closer to that, and you will find this clarity of belief. Situation is love. Situation is heart chakra, and I love reading the chakras, so I'm just gonna read this one to you guys. Let me make sure this recording is still going. Cool. So it's green, elements air, it's I love. So parallel to the heart chakra represents unconditional love, compassion, harmony, relationships, and healing. It's believed to be the link between mind, body, and soul. To activate this chakra, take a moment to send from your heart loving, healing energy in the form of blue and green waves. Blue for peace, green for healing. Send this to everyone and everything, unconditionally. This love will be returned to you for your own healing. I love the heart chakra, guys. I love all the chakras, but I love the heart chakra. Move. That's your fear. This is regarding love again. It's funny. The situation is the heart chakra, and your fear is act, direct, master, discipline, focus, and effort. This is the Chariot. Oh, I see. It's kind of like, you know who you desire. You know whose heart like who your heart belongs to, sorta. There's a song called Kiss the Boy. I love this lyric. It's like something, 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 but I know my heart is his or something. It's like, you know who your heart is, or whatever. You get what I mean. You know where home feels. You know where this, like, where you feel this, like, intense, loving connection with. It's like, but your fear is like, maybe you put your love in the wrong place. Maybe you put your heart in the wrong place. But I'm getting with 7 plus 4 being 11 that that fear has a lot to do with just worrying that like this connection might just be only you. And I'm hearing that because you are very isolated. I'm hearing you're in separation, so I get that it can be very difficult to maintain this own isolated clarity. This, you know, it's like you have isolated clarity, and again you're worrying about like, well, what about like coming together clarity? What about like clarity from the other person, like sending the message and getting a message back? Kind of about that. And again, it's like regarding that as well. It's like, okay, I've driven myself forward towards this love. I'm anxious. I'm worried. Like I don't really see them driving their chariot towards me. This is the Chariot card, by the way. And I'm just going to read more from this book because, man, I need to read more from this book because this is still a new deck and I haven't read them all yet. Anyways, this card is about action, action, action. If your current, yeah, I guess I'll just read it. Maybe this will resonate for you guys. If your current relationship is not moving in the direction you wish, do whatever is required to shift the direction. So you're worried. Okay, I'm hearing you've done a lot of trying to shift the direction, all this stuff. So you're the master of your own destiny. That includes your relationships. Don't wait for others to make the first move or set the tone of the relationship. Take charge. Again, the way I take that as a worry is that you have been making a bunch of first moves and second moves and third moves and fourth moves. That's how I feel about all this, considering the situation is love, and love kind of does that. So yeah, the way I'm hearing that is maybe you're worrying like, okay, well you're doing all these steps, like is there going to be steps from them? Opportunity beckons, and I'm really happy. I like pulled this out kind of in reverse energy. So a while back I did a reading where this is like, this person is faced away from you, but I read it in reverse just now. So I am hearing that contrary to your fear, in their own way, again, the situation is love. So they are steering their future towards you, and they are actually starting to face you, is what I'm hearing. The advice is to stop looking away from the infinite realities, the infinite possibilities of love, and just like what you and this person could do together, and really just what you as an individual can do too, of course. The advice is to face your destiny, go towards it, and not to be afraid of it, not to look the other way because you're worried that this might, like, you might not actually obtain it, or something like that. I'm just hearing it's time to really face your fears. It's time to really face whatever you're scared about regarding this love, and take that however it resonates. Situation, I get, is a moving on energy. So you're moving on. I am hearing to pull a clarifier on this. What are you moving on from? I feel like it's moving on from this looking away energy. Balance and death. Yeah, it's a big change, and this is moving on from a part within yourself, because that's what I get from balance. And then death is change, which is like moving on. So that's just like an extra clarifier for me that this moving on energy is really about like how you've been handling your own internal like situation, your own internal situation of facing away from the infinite realities. And now you're kind of, this big moving on energy is that you quite literally are doing this. And so the way I see this now is that the advice is basically Spirit telling you like, hey, the other person's doing the same. 29 minutes. Cool. I checked at 29:29, which by the way is 11:11, which once again is that like twin flame union energy. So I hope that's a pretty cool message for you guys. Love abounds. Woo! That's your fear, your doubt is this love really going to emerge from all that's happened? Advice? Seek. This is seek is about getting messages and not, you're like seeking messages and stuff, but you're not looking for a specific answer, if that makes sense. You're just looking for understanding. Just like how this person, you know, they're not necessarily trying to find a specific thing. They're just like listening to the birds, listening to the wind, listening to the trees, like the messages from the universe, and they're just feeling at peace and getting peaceful messages full of love, trust, and understanding. This is about introspecting, looking within, seeking guidance from yourself. Yeah. And like realize that you are important. Focus on yourself in this journey. This seeking answers energy is to find that love within yourself and to realize that the love is within you all along. Even so, the way I'm getting this is that you're in separation from someone, and I'm hearing, theoretically, if you are separated from them for the rest of your life, Spirit is just saying, like, you're not. You're connected forever, and, like, their love is within you because your love is within you, and we are all, like, connected. We are all one. So let's see what this super ultra outcome is. Success and growth. Release. This is another death card. This is a shedding old skin. Which, by the way, these add up to 21, my favorite number. So that's a fun fact. What was this? New vitality. So this is like this relationship, breathing life back into it. Simply love. Oh my gosh, guys. Trust. Woo. Rest and reconsider. Resting and reconsider is kind of like, you know, I hear you've done a lot of giving, perhaps, a lot of taking first steps. Rest and reconsider means let the other person maybe, like, just like take a, this is, I don't know, I'll read from the book. And seek the truth, and that, I like how there's 7 cards, and that's the 7, this is the number 7. So, I'm going to read rest and reconsider. Where is it? Here it is. Perseverance, strength, recharge. Yeah, so it's like recharge your energy. The outcome of all this is that you're going to be taking a lot of time to heal and recharge. Seek the truth. It's kind of like, alright, once you really, really fully heal, alright, look behind that curtain and see what's there. And like what's there is what's been there all along. It's the success and growth. It's just like you're both new people. It's like, oh hey, you have a like this friendship, this relationship, breathing new life into it that's full of simply love and full of trust. I'm just hearing from the like Steven Universe there, it's flexibility, love, and trust. I'm running out of time. Cool. But yeah, I really hope this message made sense. Also, I checked the time at 33 minutes exactly, and this is number 6, simply love. So I'm hearing the overall outcome of this is literally love. So, and it's that simple. Whatever you're trying to think of, it's not complicated. It's simple. It's just love. Your outcome behind all this, it's love. And it's love both ways. All of your doubts, maybe things that Spirit is just trying to tell you, like, hey, fear is scary. We get it. But hey, try choosing, like,